Good evening, this is KCN English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Ning Hoi Kim Kong Sai. First, the headlines. 70 Padma awardee doctors write to PM Modi, recommend 6 actions for health worker safety. US Vice President Kamala Harris takes lead over her rival Donald Trump. IMD issues orange alert for northeastern states. News in detail. Over 70 Padma awardee doctors have written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi about violence against doctors and other healthcare workers. They have also demanded swift and decisive action against the perpetrators of the heinous crime in Kolkata and called for a separate law to deal with violence, physical and verbal, against doctors, medical professionals and medical institutions. It is clear that stronger measures are desperately needed to prevent such atrocities. We call upon law enforcement agencies, policy makers and society at large to take immediate and decisive action, the doctors wrote, citing the rape murder of 31-year-old doctor in Kolkata. Also included was a wish list that covered stricter enforcement of existing laws, harsher and time-bound punishments for perpetrators of sexual violence, and hence safety measures in hospitals and medical institutions, among others. Regarding a new law, they wrote a proposed bill. The Prevention of Violence Against Doctors, Medical Professionals and Medical Institutions bill has been ready since 2019 but has not yet been tabled in Parliament for passage and adoptions. We strongly believe that an ordinance to this effect can be brought immediately, and the bill should be passed post haste so that all those working in healthcare delivery systems in the country can work without fear in service of suffering patients, they added. Referring to the rape murder of the young doctor in Kolkata, they showed that it be allowed to become a catalyst for real, lasting change. As recipients of one of the nation's prestigious civilian honors, we feel a deep responsibility to speak out and demand timely actions and appropriate changes, they added. Over the rape murder of Kolkata has not abated after 10 days despite the takeover of the case by the Central Bureau of Investigations. Today, after the police cancelled a football match, supporters of arch-rivals East Bengal and Mohun Bagan gathered near the South Low Stadium to protest against the rape murder. As the protest spilled onto the busy Eastern Metropolitan bypass and blocked traffic, the police used batons to control the crowd and detain some of them. In the northeast states, especially in the Songpi to Lamka area, frequent landslides have been causing disruptions on the Guite Road. Multiple landslides have occurred, blocking the road in various places. Today, landslides were reported in the following locations: between Singat and Mokot, near the Singat village, about 3 km from the village center, between Lungthulti and Zi Bolzang, between Suangdo and Lungthulti, on the road from Sinso to Tuivai near the Tuivai River Bridge. The Guite Road Transport Cooperative Society (ZRTCS) has been working to clear the roads, but the situation remains challenging. The landslides have caused significant damage to the roads, making it difficult to travel. Additionally, between Singzol and Kokond, near the Tuivai River Bridge, another landslides have occurred, blocking the road. The BIPL company is working to clear the road, but it may take time. The Lamka to Aizawl Road, which is a critical route, has also been affected by landslides, causing disruptions to traffic. Many vehicles, including cars, eco-vans and wingers, have been stranded due to the blockage. Even Bolero and other large vehicles have been unable to pass through. On the other hand, massive landslides were also reported at different places in Kangpokpi district. Several commercial and private vehicles have been stranded due to the landslides. The concerned authority have started initiating to clear the debris of the landslides using different machineries. The frequent landslides have caused significant inconvenience to passengers and commuters, and the situation remains volatile. The Lamka to Aizawl route is a critical lifeline, and the disruptions are causing hardship to many people. A complaint has been filed at Churchampur police stations regarding the encroachment of land near the Kuga Dam without government permission. Jitam Songtham, Superintending Engineering of Kuga Project Circle, Water Resources Department filed the complaint on August 16, 2024, stating that some individuals have encroached upon the land near the dam without permission, violating property laws and causing harm to the environment and public resources. The complaint alleges that the encroachment is not only illegal, but also poses a threat to the dam's safety. The police have been requested to take actions against the encroachers and file an FIR. Additionally, the Churchampur DFO, Esther Laltankim Sarto, has submitted a report to the Conservator of Forests or Southern Forest Circle, Government of Manipur, stating that the land encroached upon is part of the reserve forest and protected forest areas. The report also mentions that the encroachment is not only illegal but also causes harm to the environment. However, the Water Resources Department has stated that the land in question is under their jurisdiction and they have not received any report from the DC or SDO regarding the encroachment. The department has also clarified that they have not provided any compensations to the encroachers. In summary, the Forest Department has identified the encroached land as part of the reserve forest and protected forest areas, and the Water Resources Department has stated that they have not given permission for the encroachment and have not provided any compensation to the encroachers. Manipur police detained 246 people in connections with violations in different districts. Movement of 158 and 40 vehicles along National Highway 37 and National Highway 2, respectively, with essential items have been ensured. In Manipur, search operations and area dominations were conducted by security forces in the fringe and vulnerable areas of hills and valley districts. Movement of 158 and 40 vehicles along National Highway 37 and National Highway 2, respectively, with essential items have been ensured. Strict security measures are taken up in all vulnerable locations, and security convoy is provided in sensitive stretches in order to ensure free and safe movement of the vehicles. A total of 104 nakas or checkpoints were installed in different districts of Manipur, both in the hill and the valley, and police detained 246 persons in connections with violations in different districts of the state. The India Meteorological Department (IMD) has issued an orange alert for multiple states across India, including West Bengal, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, and Tripura. Apart from these states, heavy to very heavy rainfall is anticipated in Bihar, Chhattisgarh, and several parts of southern India. The northwestern states, particularly Uttar Pradesh, are also on alert, with forecasts predicting sustained heavy rainfall over the next 5 to 7 days. Speaking on the forecast, IMD scientist Dr. Naresh Kumar said, "We have issued an orange alert for today and tomorrow for West Bengal, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura. Very heavy rainfall has also been predicted here. Heavy to very heavy rainfall activity is expected in Bihar, Chhattisgarh, and the South Peninsula area. In the northwestern states like Uttar Pradesh, in the upcoming 5 to 7 days, heavy rainfall is predicted. In Delhi NCR, light rainfall is expected. Meanwhile, rain lashed several parts of Delhi on Sunday afternoon, bringing respite from humid weather conditions. Rain will reduce in Delhi from August 17 onwards. There is a possibility of light rain today and tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, the rain is likely to end. After that, light rain will start again, IMD scientist Soma Sen told ANI on Saturday. Tripura is set to host a crucial Northeast Council NEC meeting on August 31st and September 1, marking a significant shift from previous years, when such gatherings were typically held in Assam or Meghalaya. Chief Minister Manik Saha announced the event, emphasizing its importance for the region. It is a significant moment as the NEC meeting will be held here. This time, 6 chief ministers and 6 governors of the northeastern states, along with Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Donor Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia, will attend the event, Saha stated. The high-profile gathering aims to address pressing issues facing Tripura and the broader Northeast, including border concerns and developmental challenges. Saha highlighted the opportunity to showcase Tripura's innovative initiatives and foster interstate cooperation. Preparations are underway to accommodate the influx of delegates, with Saha personally overseeing arrangement through a review meeting. At least 10 people were killed and around 27 others were injured after a pickup van collided head-on with a bus in the Salampur area of Uttar Pradesh, Bulandshahr on Sunday. According to police, the accident took place on the Budand-Meerut State Highway. A pickup truck was going from Ghaziabad to Sambal and a bus from Dubai was going towards Bulandshahr when the two vehicles collided in Salampur. Bulandshahr District Magistrate Chandra Prakash Singh said. As per the DM, 37 people were injured in the accident and 10 out of them have died. The 27 injured are undergoing treatment. The two vehicles have passed the fitness check, the official added. Bulandshahr Superintendent of Police Rohit Misra said. The accident between a pickup and a private bus happened around 10 a.m. this morning. The police force immediately arrived at the scene. Rescue operations were initiated and the injured were taken to the hospital, he said. Several videos of the incident surfaced on social media, which showed that the van was reduced to samples, while the front end of the bus was heavily damaged. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has taken cognizance of the incident and directed officials to ensure the injured receive the best medical treatment. As per police, of the 27 injured, comprising passengers traveling on board the bus and the pickup, 4 are serious and have been referred to Meerut Medical College. A total of 181 school students fell ill after eating midday meal biscuits in the Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar district of Maharashtra. Out of these, 9 were reported to be in critical conditions and were transferred to another hospital. The students experienced nausea, vomiting, and sudden fever after eating the biscuits. As the conditions of these 9 students worsened, they were moved to Sambhaji Nagar for further treatment. They were taken to Sambhaji Nagar Government Hospital using 2 ambulances, and reports suggested the health of other students is also declining. This incident took place at Zila Parishad School in Kekat, Zalgaon in Baitan Taluka, where biscuits were distributed to students on Saturday. Shortly after consuming these biscuits, the students' health began to deteriorate and they reported fevers. All affected students were initially admitted to the rural hospital in Pachot. However, when some students' condition got critical, they were transferred to Sambhaji Nagar Hospital using 2 ambulances. No official statement has been released so far by the administrations, leaving the nature of the investigations unclear. A similar incident occurred earlier this month in Palghar district of Maharashtra, where over 250 students of 20 ashram schools were hospitalized after they fell ill due to suspected food poisoning. According to news agency PTI, the district collector, Govind Bhatt, stated that the students at the ashram schools, residential facilities for tribal students, complained of symptoms like nausea, vomiting, and dizziness a few hours after consuming dinner brought from the central kitchen at Kalamgaon. Resident Deputy Collector Subhas Bhagede stated that the impacted ashram schools were situated in the districts Dahanur, Palghar, Talasari, and Vasai talukas, and operated under the Integrated Tribal Development Project (ITDP) as reported by PTI. Hitting out at the center's latest push to bring in specialists through lateral entry into top government positions, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Sunday accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi of undermining the constitutions by bypassing the traditional recruitment process through the Union Public Service Commissions (UPSC). Gandhi, the leader of opposition LOP in Lok Sabha, also alleged that the Modi government was favoring recruits with affiliations to Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh (RSS). Reservations for SC, ST, and OBC categories is being openly snatched away by recruiting through lateral entry on important posts in various ministries of the central government, Gandhi wrote in Hindi on X. He expressed concern that the underprivileged are already underrepresented in top bureaucratic positions, and this new policy would further exclude them, depriving talented youth preparing for civil services exams of their rightful opportunities. Gandhi's statement comes in response to Modi government's first push for lateral entry, where 45 specialists will join key positions such as joint secretaries, directors, and deputy secretaries across various central ministries. Traditionally, these posts are filled by officers from the Indian Administrative Service (IAS), Indian Police Service (IPS), Indian Forest Service (IFOs), and other Group A services. However, the government through the UPSC has advertised these posts to be filled on a contractual basis, a move it argues is intended to bring in fresh talent and specialized knowledge into governance. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Ukraine, the External Affairs Ministry said today. It will be Modi's first trip to the war-torn country since its conflict with Russia and about a month after he met President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. Details of the trip will be shared later in the day, Reuters reported quoting the foreign ministry. Modi is expected to visit Ukraine between August 21 and 23, ET had reported earlier. It comes just after a month after Modi visited Russia and Ukraine. It comes just over a month after Modi visited Russia and Austria. Western capitals have imposed sanctions on Moscow following its invasions of Ukraine in 2022. But friendly nations such as India and China have continued to threat with it. India has refrained from directly blaming Russia for what Moscow calls a special military operations, while urging the neighbors to resolve the conflict through dialogue and diplomacy. The US has raised concerns over India's relationship with Russia, especially at a time when Washington has been seeking to strengthen ties with New Delhi as a potential counterweight to its ascendant China. New Delhi is seeking to deepen its relationship with the West while keeping ties intact with old friend Russia. Modi will also expected to visit Poland, another first by an Indian PM in over 4 decades, despite Poland being India's largest trading and investment partner in Central and Eastern Europe. PDF announced the town of Swibo, located in Sagaing region, has taken today. People Defense Force, DPN, has announced that it has taken over the town of Swibo, located in Sagaing region. This development marks a significant step towards encircling Monrovia and Mandalay City, which are key military strongholds for the junta regime. Since yesterday, there has been a noticeable surge in reports by local hardline supporters of the military that the anti-junta resistance forces are waging an offensive against the paying police stations and military bases. These supporters have been urging the junta regime to launch air strikes, which have already been conducted multiple times. However, it appears that the People Defense Force, DPN, has managed to capture the town, paving the way for clearance operations aimed at apprehending fleeing junta regime forces in the area. By taking control of Swibo, the People Defense Force, DPN, has effectively reduced the regime's territorial control in the Sagaing region. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris holds a narrow lead over her Republican rival Donald Trump in the upcoming presidential elections, according to Washington Post ABC News Ipsos poll. The 4-point lead is a small but notable improvement for Democrats in the elections race, a month after polls had shown that presidential nominees Joe Biden and Trump in a dead heat. Harris' progress marks a significant boost to the Democrats ahead of their national conventions, which begins tonight. Harris will officially accept her nominations as the Democratic presidential nominee at the convention. While Harris stays at 49%, Trump is not far behind at 45%, the survey shows. If third-party candidates are included, Harris is at 47%, Trump is at 44%, and Robert F. Kennedy at 5%. In July, Trump took the lead with 43%, Biden was at 42%, and Kennedy at 9%. As Harris' lead in the new post-ABC gives Democrats a slight edge, the poll still points to a tight movement November elections in November. 7 swing states, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada will hold the key to doors of success for the two presidential candidates. But other public polls have indicated that Harris has gained ground in almost all swing states since Biden left the race. The current U.S. president's sudden exit from the poll race was set in motion after his disastrous performance in the first presidential debate against his predecessor Trump. The gaffe-prone president put up a weak fight against his rival, prompting several Democratic leaders and donors to call for him to step down from the election race. After remaining defiant for months, Biden finally yielded to the pressure on July 21 and endorses Deputy Harris for the Democratic nominations. The Democrats now hope to extend this lead ahead of their conventions tonight and the upcoming debate between the two nominees. The key speaker endorsing Harris at the conventions will include Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Bill, and Hillary Clinton. During the past month, Israeli combat engineers have destroyed approximately 50 Hamas tunnel routes in the areas of Egypt-Gaza border, the Israel Defense Forces said on Thursday. The announcement came as Israeli and Arab leaders were due to resume ceasefire negotiations in Qatar. The tunnels were all in Philadelphia Corridor, a buffer zone that runs the length of 14-kilometer Gaza-Egypt border. It was created in 2006 to prevent weapons smuggling after Israel disengaged from the Strip. Hamas finally seized control of Gaza from the Palestinian Authority the following year. The military did not specify if any of the tunnel crossed into the Egyptian Sinai. On August 4, soldiers from IDF's elite Yahalom Combat Engineering Unit destroyed a 3-meter tall smuggling tunnel leading into Egypt that was large enough to drive vehicles through, securing the Philadelphia corridor and destroying smuggling tunnels. There is a critical goal to prevent Hamas from rearming and to curtail its leaders from escaping into the Sinai with Israeli hostages. At least 1,200 people were killed and 252 Israelis and foreigners were taken hostages in Hamas attacks on Israeli communities near the Gaza border on October 7. Of the 111 remaining hostages, 39 have been declared dead. Hamas has also been holding captive 2 Israeli civilians since 2014 and 2015 and the bodies of 2 soldiers killed in 2014. Nearly 650 people have been killed in the recent unrest in Bangladesh between July 16 and July 11. The UN Human Rights Office has said in a preliminary report suggesting a thorough, impartial, and transparent investigations into reports of extrajudicial killings, arbitrary arrests, and detentions. According to a 10-page report titled Preliminary Analysis of Recent Protests and Unrest in Bangladesh, nearly 400 deaths were reported between July 16 and August 4, while around 250 people were reportedly killed following the new wave of protests between August 5 and 6, leading to ouster of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The available public reports by media and the protest movement itself claimed that between July 16 and August 11, more than 600 people were killed due to the wave of violence following the anti-discriminatory students' demonstrations. The number of reported killings in revenge attacks since that time remains to be determined. The report released on Friday in Geneva said several deaths were reported between August 7 and 11, including those who died while undergoing medical treatment for injuries sustained in the violence, the UNHCR report suggested. Those killed include protesters, bystanders, journalists, and several security forces personnel, it said, adding that thousands of protesters and bystanders were injured, with hospitals overwhelmed by the influx of patients. The report said the reported death toll was likely an underestimate as information collections faced a hindrance by restrictions on movement due to curfew and internet shutdown. Furthermore, hospitals were reportedly prevented by state authorities from providing details of those killed and injured, the report suggested. Triggered by reinstatement of quota system for the allocations of jobs in civil services, the student protests in Bangladesh in mid-June turned violent, with reports of severe human rights violations by security forces. There are strong indications warranting further independent investigations that the security forces used unnecessary and disproportionate force in their response to the situation, the report said. Additional alleged violations that also warrant thorough, impartial, and transparent investigations included extrajudicial killings, arbitrary arrests and detentions, and forced disappearances, torture, and ill treatment, as well as severe restrictions on the exercise of freedoms of expression and peaceful assembly, the report said. A volcano has erupted following a 7.0 magnitude earthquake that struck off Russia's east coast, spurting a column of ash miles into the air, according to state-run media. The volcano is around 280 miles, a coastal city with a population of about 180,000 that lies in Russia's eastern region of Kamchatka. According to visual evaluations, the ash column is rising as high as 8 kilometers, 5 miles, above the sea level, TASS reported Sunday morning local time, adding the volcano has released a gust of lava. There are no reports of people injured, TASS said. According to U.S. Geological Survey, USGS, the quake's epicenter was about 55 miles from Petropavlovsk, and had a depth of about 30 miles. No major damage was caused by the quake, DASS reported. However, buildings are now being examined for potential damage with special attention paid to social facilities. The Russian Emergencies Ministry did not issue a tsunami warning due to the tremor, DASS reported. Earlier, the U.S. tsunami warning system had warned that hazardous tsunami waves from this earthquake are possible within 300 kilometers of the epicenter along the coast of Russia. We thank you for joining our program. That's all from us tonight.